So Caitlin Clark has snubbed the NBA. Why does everything happen when I'm not at home? Like, this got announced. I had a video ready, basically talking about, Caitlin Clark potentially snubbing the NBA, about whether or not what the story is with her free agency, her 3-point shooting, and what it is going to mean. I literally made that video. And couldn't upload it because 30 seconds before I hit upload, Caitlin Clark announced that she wasn't going into the NBA 3-point contest with the Sabrina Ionescu. Like, it is madness. It is absolute madness. But this is huge. She wants her first 3-point contest to come at the WNBA All-Star Weekend rather than the NBA. But, like, the amount of people I've heard call her a diva, say, like, everything, call her every name under the sun, being like, if Steph Curry's willing to do this, Caitlin Clark's a diva for not doing this, Sabrina does this. Like, basically, they bullied Sabrina, by the way. They literally bullied Sabrina. They bullied Sabrina so badly, and as soon as Caitlin Clark comes, Sabrina is now able to do whatever she wants just so they can bully Caitlin Clark, these same people. Like, it's awful. It's absolutely disgusting. And the stuff they've said about, by the way, the stuff they have said about Kelsey Mitchell is crazy as well. The stuff that these people are saying, It is madness. It is madness. Like, we've now got, like, situations where you've got someone who's called themselves a chief game grower say that they don't want the NBA players at their WNBA star or their All-Stars. We already only have 2 events. Let them get their money and keep the main thing. What do you mean? Challenging NBA players to compete in WNBA 3-point contest, something I have zero interest to see it come to fruition. Chief game grower. No. Chief game shrinker. Like, I think these, like, to be fair, look, there's no point arguing. These people are not these people are shrinking the game. They are unhappy that the game is growing, and they want the game to be still as small as it was and be as, like, this tight-knit community where basketball doesn't matter and pre-game fits determine Rookie of the Year and all of this stuff where basketball doesn't matter, but they want to make more money doing it. They don't want a game to grow. But, and that's the thing. That's the reason why you're seeing on Twitter these people. I literally posted a screenshot on Twitter of, I'm not joking, of 2 tweets by a person with laughing face emojis. And they were like, it's like, this person is using my tweets to ungrow the game. I'm like, no, you're just a fucking idiot. But, so it is a good situation. I actually like what Caitlin Clark's doing. I really do. She actually basically told the NBA no. How much clout do you have to have to tell the NBA no? Like, nobody else would do that. Like, the NBA probably offered $1 million. She was like, no, I want it to be in Indiana. And that's so big. There have been speculation she might participate in a similar contest to last year's NBA All-Star Weekend. Curry and Ionescu have had conversations about the return in a variation of the shootout, which could include other NBA and WNBA players. If I'm them, I'm just bringing Diana Taurasi. Like, why not? Like, Diana Taurasi's probably retiring, and let her make that her retirement. I don't think she wants a big retirement, but, like, she doesn't want, like, a retirement tour. But why not go and, if you are the WNBA, get a big name like Taurasi with Sabrina Ionescu if you want to bring Klay Thompson in, because it is a very, very interesting thing, because I genuinely do like what Caitlin Clark's doing, because she is there like, I'm not here to promote the NBA, I'm here to grow the WNBA and grow women's basketball. I want my first 3-point shootout to be in front of my fans, and, like, that is a huge, huge thing. And I have so much respect for that. Like, I actually have so much respect for a player doing that. And by the way, that's not me saying that I don't have respect for Sabrina Ionescu for doing it. I think, like, I think it's a big one. I think it is a big one, and I think it's good to see. Like, I wouldn't have, if she had done it, I would have had no issue. But I have no issue with her not doing it either. Because at the end of the day, it is not the responsibility of Caitlin Clark to basically become a show pony. That is not her. her responsibility. And to be fair to Caitlin Clark, she's just doing what she wants. But yeah, she's being called a diva by, you know, the old WNBA media. And the reality is it couldn't be further from the truth. She's using her jersey retirement ceremony to gain money, give money to charity. She's having her jersey retirement after the game so that it doesn't take away from the game itself. Like, there is no person that you could call less of a diva than Caitlin Clark. Yes, on the court, you can call her, like, she can be at times almost psychotic. Like, she has a lot of Diana Taurasi in her. She has an awful lot of Diana Taurasi in her. And that's a good and a bad thing. Like, there are bad parts of having a bit too much Diana Taurasi in you. But in general, I think I would say overall, it's a good thing to be a bit more Diana Taurasi than most people. Like, she is seen as the GOAT by a lot of people for a reason. So, yeah, I've got no issue. I've got absolutely no issue with anything. And people are like, oh, people complaining about, you know, Caitlin Clark when she speaks up and what she's doing and yada, yada, yada. I'm just like, if she wants to say something, she can. If she doesn't have to. Which is why, like, I have no issue. Anytime Caitlin Clark does speak up, I have no issue. Anytime Caitlin Clark doesn't speak up, I got no issue. I think Caitlin Clark is a good person, a really good basketball player. It is not her responsibility to solve freaking world peace. Genuinely. It's not her problem. It's really not her problem. But yeah, it is funny. It is really, really funny seeing the reaction of some people to this, calling her a diva, calling her every name under the sun for declining a 3-point contest for the reason of she wants more people to watch the WNBA 3-point contest. Like, that is the reason, which is madness. Like, she wants more people to watch the WNBA contest. So for that reason, Caitlin Clark is a diva. Because, you know, Steph Curry's willing to shoot off the rack. Just because there's a throwaway comment that she didn't really like shooting off the rack. Like, I'm sorry, she literally said, I'm going to do the 3-point contest in the WNBA. And people are still like, oh, she says she doesn't want to shoot off the rack. She's literally going to do it. She is literally going to shoot off the rack. She is literally going to shoot off the rack. Like, it's madness here. It is absolute madness. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it, lads. Hard to believe it was announced 4 hours ago. And look, I would have liked to have seen Caitlin Clark just for selfish reasons. Just like I would have for selfish reasons. I would have loved to have seen Caitlin Clark playing Unrivaled. But at the same time, it's her decision. It is genuinely her decision to play, to do these shoot-arounds. She chose not to this time, and I have no issue with that. Just like I've got no issue with Angel Reese choosing not to do the 1v1 in Unrivaled. I actually think she would have been pretty good. But I got no issue with players choosing not to do the 1v1 in Unrivaled, because that 1v1 is part of the money, but at the same time, you're under absolutely no obligation. You're under no obligation. Just like, again, I have no issue with what Sabrina Ionescu is doing, by the way. I think it's horrible for Unrivaled, but I think that's an issue for the league. I think that's a bad look for Unrivaled allowing Sabrina Ionescu to do this. I don't think if you're given a mile, take a mile. Like, if you're going to be given a mile, don't take an inch. Take an half mile. But anyway, I'll see you guys.